Morning everybody, my name is Peter C. We're here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado, and today we're going to be taking a look at this 2026 Winnebago EKKO 23B. This is honestly one of my favorite Class Cs and one of my favorite products, probably my favorite product from Winnebago. If you're someone out there that, you're in a Revel or another like Class B van right now and it's a little small for you and you're looking for something else that's going to maintain a lot of the same like off-grid capabilities, this is the coach for you. So to get started, we'll go over the exterior and then we'll head on inside. So this is built on the Mercedes Sprinter 3500 all-wheel drive chassis. It is a diesel, so you have a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine. Makes 208 horsepower and 332 foot-pounds of torque. And being a diesel engine, you do have to add DEF, so you have your DEF fill right here. And then coming around the side, so right now you can see we have, this one was optioned with the Batwing awning, and we have the Batwing awning completely out. Really nice feature to, shade, just add more shade when you're camping. You can set up more chairs there. It'll also keep you out of the rain if you need to get back here and get into your wet bay, get into your storage garage, but we'll head back there and open those up in a minute. To get started, we'll open up all these exterior compartments on the side and take a look at all those. So in total, the EKKO has 65 cubic feet of exterior storage. Now in this first compartment is going to be our battery. So the one we're looking at today was actually optioned with the generator delete option and double batteries. So usually you would have one 320 amp hour Lithionics battery. This one has a single 630 amp hour lithium battery. And down here is just your resettable fuses. Now, one cool thing about all of these compartment doors, every single one of these is cut directly out of the side wall of the coach. And you can see how thick these are. These things are almost 2 inches thick. So very, very well insulated. And all of them will have these little compression latches. So you can see as I close this latch, it's actually gonna pull in. So this gasket right here, it's gonna suck it tight into that gasket and prevent any kind of air loss, prevent any water from getting in. Just another step that makes one of these, makes these coaches so well insulated. So down here, we're going to have a gray water pump. Now how this pump works is you're directly under the shower right here. This has a sensor, so when any water starts coming down here, this pump will kick on and then pump it back up into your gray water tank. So it doesn't just work through gravity, you actually have a pump that's pumping that water back to your gray water tank. But again, that will only activate when it actually senses water. So it's not just pulling power all the time, it's only going to do it when you're running your shower. And then right in here, this is where your generator would normally be, but since we do not have a generator, you just get another little storage compartment. And up above is going to be your cassette toilet. So this is the same thing they use on the Ford Transit. This is a little suitcase toilet. So I'm not gonna pull this all the way out because for some reason this one is completely full of water. So it's pretty heavy, but you can kind of see the way this works. You have this little slide latch in here, so it keeps you from having to touch anything messy. When you slide this in here, it'll actually automatically push this back to open it, and when you pull it out, it'll cover it. So you never have to touch it. And this works like a little suitcase. So the back of it is gonna be on wheels, and there's a little handle that'll come out. Again, I'm not gonna pull this out right now just because it is completely full, and it's a little heavy. So coming back this way, this is going to be your exhaust for your Truma furnace. We'll go over that a little bit more when we get inside. It'll be your 30 amp shore power. And a little solar expansion port right here. So if you wanted to add more solar, you could. Just get a suitcase solar and plug it in back here. This is gonna be your wet bay. And this actually has a nice little patio light right there. So if you need to work out here at night, you have plenty of light to see whatever it is that you need to see. So you have your gray water tank drained out in there, all of your winterization valves. Up here is going to be your gravity fill for your freshwater tank. And then you also have a shower hookup out here. So there's a little flexible hose that's stored in the garage that comes with this. And you hook it up in here, you have your cold and your hot water. So, you know, to me, that's really useful. If you're someone that travels with dogs, especially, or, you know, little kids that are getting dirty and muddy and you don't want them going back inside to shower like that, you can shower them off outside before they go inside. Now, one of the biggest benefits of the EKKO is going to be your gear garage. So this is a massive storage compartment back here. This will also have heat vents in it, so this is kept climate controlled with the rest of the coach, so anything you keep back here is not going to freeze. On your exterior doors, you have these molly panels. So, you know, bring carabiners, you can clip bike helmets, any kind of gear you need, just clip it here to keep it nice and organized. And then we'll go around and open the rest of these doors. So your rear door is on gas struts, so it'll keep itself open. And also on the inside, you'll see down here and up above, we actually have L-track all through here. So there's one L-track right here, and another L-track in the back here. So if you want to bring bikes, e-bikes, anything like that that you don't want flapping around back here, you can use that L-track to tie it down so it's not rattling around and, you know, damaging anything. Again, this is completely heated. You do have 2 lights back here as well, so if you need to work back here at night, you have plenty of visibility to do that. And you also have 2 different outlets for your 120 volt power. So again, if you're traveling with, you know, e-bikes, you can plug them in your gear garage and keep them charged at all times. Comes with a ladder to be able to access your roof. Now, there's not really much you could store up there because of the solar panels. So the 23B EKKO has 530 watts of rooftop solar. So those solar panels are going to take up pretty much the entire luggage rack up there. But the ladder is useful if you need to get up there and clean them. So here in Colorado, we'll have plenty of days where we'll get 6 inches of snow overnight, and then the next morning is as sunny as can be. Well, climb up on the ladder, you can wipe off all your snow, and then, you know, you'll still be able to charge your solar. And then this is our other side for the gear garage. Again, same molly panel on this door as well. Now this is going to be where your propane tanks are stored. Now, one really cool feature about the EKKO is you don't have to go to a truck stop or a campground to be able to fill up your propane. You don't have to get a hose to fill up your propane. These tanks are completely interchangeable. So same as your grill at home, you can just, you know, unplug these and swap them out if you need to. So it offers a lot more flexibility than you'd get with something that, you know, you don't have that option to switch out your tanks. And below that, we also have a hookup for if you want to bring a grill with you. You can hook up to this propane outlet right there. This is going to be your Truma AquaGo. So this is for your continuous hot water. This runs off of your propane tank. Coming farther down the side, we have 2 110 outlets. And then down here is just going to be your satellite cable hookup if you need to hook up into something. I have a storage compartment right there. And then one more storage compartment here on the side. Now, before we head inside, you can see our awning is out here. So this is a Carefree awning. What's really nice about this is you have your LED lighting mounted to the outside of the awning. So even if this is all the way retracted, your LED light is still going to show. A lot of them will roll that up into it, but with this, even if it's retracted, you still will have your camp lights for at night. So heading on inside, what's really nice about this door is this screen. So Winnebago actually made this into a wire versus your standard mesh because of specifically people with pets. So if you have pets and you want to, you know, close your dog in there like that, they'd end up just tearing through this if this is mesh. Now, the way it's constructed is this is almost kind of like a chain link. So any pets or anything you leave in here are not going to be able to tear through this door while you're, you know, away, while you're camping, whatever. So just a nice little thing that they do. Heading on inside. So first off, we'll take a look at the controls here on the side. So this is going to be your awning controls right here. So your awning lights, extend and retract your awning. It's just a one touch. Right here is going to be your coach battery disconnect and your step override. So if you want to turn off your step so it doesn't extend, you can do that. These are just all your lights, and then your 110 right there. And then we'll go over this overhead as well, because this will be the rest of your controls for the coach. So this right here is going to be your solar charge controller. You can see right now we are charging and our batteries are fully charged. This is going to be your control panel for everything in here. So this will show what the environment temp is right now. Right now it's 82. If we click on that, this is where we can adjust our AC from. So you can see right now AC is running, the fan is on high. Over here is going to be your power controls. So this will just show you your batteries. And then your fresh and gray water is on here as well. Now both these tanks are completely empty, so obviously it's going to display 0%. And then your inverter right here. So this does have a 3,000 watt inverter, which is stored right there under the couch. And then you have plenty of storage up here as well. In the back, you can see you have a USB-A and USB-C charging, cigarette outlet, and two 110 outlets as well. Now we'll go over the living room. So right now I have it set up with the table in here. This is a really versatile table. You can slide it either direction, however you want to, spin it around. So it just offers a lot of flexibility. Now the way I have this set up right now, you could fit up to 5 people in here if you wanted to. So if you're you know, entertaining people at the campground, you want to play cards, you want to have dinner with friends, whatever it might be, you fit 2 in these front chairs, 1 over there, and 2 on this bench seat right here. Now this whole living area is kind of convertible, which I'll show you. So first thing we do is we're going to pop out the table. So all you'll do for that is pick this up. And it came with the pull. Go ahead and pull that out. Store this back here. And your pole will go back here as well. So you have seating for 2 right here. Now if you want to set that up, this one's going to be a lap belt, so this is good as is. For this, we'll convert it to the seating. So this will have a 3-point harness. You'll just take this cushion, move it over there. We'll take these cushions out and store them wherever you want to store them. This table just picks up on a hinge and clips in just like that. And then this is extendable as well. So this is really good if you want, if you're someone that works on the road, you want a station where you can work on your laptop, or maybe you're just traveling solo and you want somewhere to sit down and eat. This is perfect for that. You can see the TV from here as well. All right, so we'll move up to the cab. So you have single TV overhead. This is the only TV in this RV. And you have your sound bar here as well. 2 deep storage compartments up here on both sides. And this one right here is actually going to have your 110 hookup and an HDMI hookup in there as well. So if you want to bring, if you want to bring a CD player that you want to, or a DVD player that you want to plug into this TV, or even a PlayStation or something like that, you just plug it right into the HDMI port right there. Moving up into the cab. So this is the 2025 Mercedes Sprinter cab. So it has a lot of creature comforts to it. For starters, both of our chairs are heated memory seats. So that means you have 3 different memory settings. What's really convenient about that is you have a his, a hers, and a setting you can put it in to spin it around. So in order to get these chairs spun around, you have to slide them all the way forward and tilt them up. So you can use one of those memory settings to just press the button, it'll put it in position, and then you'll just spin it around. A lot easier instead of having to play with it every single time. Also in the cab, you're going to have a heated steering wheel. Now this one comes with active lane assist and adaptive cruise control. You also have a digital rear view camera right here. So when it's turned on, this will display the rear camera, and your backup camera will populate in your navigation right there. Your navigation also supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So that's going to cover it for the cab. We'll go over these just overhead storage real quick. So this is one big overhead storage compartment. This has a nice steel brace on it. So this can actually support quite a bit of weight in this cabinet. This also comes with a thermal cover for the whole front of the cab. So if you see all of these clips going all the way around the side, this will clip in there and completely seal off the cab. So really good to keep the cold out and, you know, keep the heat out as well. These windows on the EKKO are, you know, I love these windows. They're so versatile. So for starters, you can open them up in a couple different positions and they'll click. So if you hear the click right there, it's completely open. You can also set them to kind of an intermediate close stage right there where there's just a little bit of a gap. So just a little bit of a vent to let air in. And then to seal them all the way, you just pull them all the way in and close all of those. Now every one of these windows in here is opening, and it also has day and night shades. So that's your day shade. If you want to open your window completely and put that down, it'll keep all the bugs out of here. And then your night shade as well. And you'll see that on every single one of the windows throughout here. Moving over to the other side, our other overhead storage here. Just a nice storage compartment. And then up above, you do have one max air fan vent. So pull all your hot air out of here if you don't want to run your AC. All right, now we'll move back into the kitchen. So for starters, here's your refrigerator and freezer. Decent sized freezer for something, you know, for a Class C this size. Now this is a 12 volt compressor driven refrigerator, so it's not like a household refrigerator. It'll cool very quickly. You know, being compressor driven, it'll cool within 30 minutes to an hour, and it's not going to be affected by all the rocking of the RV. So if you took like a household refrigerator and threw it in one of these, if it's not sitting level, that's really going to impact the efficiency of the cooling. That won't be a problem with the compressor driven ones. On your other side, so one of the differences we'll notice between the 22A, which is the Ford Transit, is this does not have the 2-burner gas cooktop that you have in the Transit. Now, what's nice about that to me is you actually save some counter space here. Instead of having the cooktop built right in, you get a little more counter space back. And instead of the 2 gas burner cooktop, we have an induction cooktop in here. This is completely removable, so you just take it out and plug it in to a 110 outlet wherever you want to. You could take it outside and plug it in if you want to do all your cooking outside. So to me, that's a really nice thing, is it just offers a little bit more flexibility than you get with the built-in cooktop. The rest of our storage drawers here. This has all of our remotes for everything in here. And then underneath, just a little more storage under the sink. We have a nice deep stainless steel sink in here. And then a convection microwave up above. And you also have another storage compartment up here. You see it's about maybe a foot deep. Good spot to store your pans, cutting boards, anything like that you want to take on the road with you so you can still cook. And then our last cabinet in the kitchen right here. So this is really nice because this is adjustable. You can pull these out, put them at whatever height whatever level that you want to. This also has a 110 hookup in the top. So if you're someone that likes to travel with a coffee maker, you could, just plug it in right here and just have a dedicated cabinet for it where you don't have to take it out and move it every single morning. And then your water pump switch will be right here. So that'll cover it for the kitchen. Now we'll go over the bathroom. So the bathroom in the EKKO is probably people's favorite thing about it. It's a very unique kind of bathroom. So it's not a traditional wet bath. So right now this is set up as the shower. And we'll go over some of the shower features real quick. So this has, the shower head on this is kind of neat. So you have an on and off switch for your water. It's always good when you're camping in an RV to conserve as much water as you can. So you get wet, soap up, turn it off, and then turn it back on when you need to rinse off. Just helps you conserve water. You can also see this is called an oxygenics shower head. So this is something that Winnebago made. It actually injects injects air straight into the line to increase the water pressure without actually using more water. So it helps you conserve water while actually feeling like it's not just a tiny little stream. And your curtain here will go all the way around. And I'm just about 6 foot with shoes on. You can see how much headroom I still have in here. So this is a really, really roomy shower, especially for, again, a Class C that's this small. It kind of punches above its weight. So that'll be it for the shower. Now when you want to convert this to the bathroom, this whole wall is just going to slide over like that. We'll take this clip at the top, clip that on there so it stays fixed, and now we're in the bathroom orientation. So your water pump switch up there. You do have one storage cabinet in here. And then same window you find throughout the rest of the coach. So really, really nice, nice shower. Now heading back into the bedroom. On the wall right here is going to be your control for your Truma Vario heat. So this coach uses a propane furnace for heating, and all of the ducts are in the floor. It is a single zone, but you can close the ducts anywhere in the coach and focus it to one area. So if you want to close all the ducts in the living area and the kitchen and only leave the ones open in the bedroom, you can focus all your heating there, make it heat a little bit more efficiently. This will also be your control for your hot water. So the coach one right there is for our heat. So right now it's off. And then this one is for our hot water. So there's comfort and eco settings. And then your fan speed for the furnace. These are just light switches on the wall. So you have a little light down below, kind of a night light if you need to turn that on. Now, moving farther back into the bedroom, we'll go over the storage in here. So on both sides, you're going to have the opportunity for hanging storage. And both of these beds will actually lift up on gas struts. So it'll allow you to access everything from overhead as well. So if you want to, top load this drawer, it still slides out. And on the other side, you actually have a little kind of hidden storage compartment in here. So if you didn't know that these popped up, you wouldn't find it. All the way back here, you can see we have a nice deep storage compartment that's completely hidden without raising the bed. And then for the rest of the storage in the bedroom, we have overhead compartments on either side. And up above, we have our USB-A, USB-C charging, cigarette outlet, and your two 110s. You also have a little port that pops through here. So if you needed to, if you want to drop your phone charging cords down through there or whatever, you can do that. both of your lights here have a blue light and a daylight setting. So that's, you know, your traditional lamp. But if you're back here with, you know, a partner or something, and you're the person, you know, likes to read books at night and you don't want to keep them awake, set it to your blue light setting, and it gives you just enough light to do that without, you know, disturbing anybody. Right now, this bed is set up as the twin bed configuration. So you'll see this right here. It's kind of like your nightstand. It's covered in plastic right now, but this is a hard plastic surface. So you know, you can set your laptop here, you can set food here, whatever you need to. You also have 2 little cup holders as well. So this is sort of a nightstand, and that's the way we have it set up right now. So right now you'd be 2 twin beds sleeping north to south. If you want to turn this into more of, it's not quite a queen bed, not quite a king either, kind of somewhere in the middle. We'll take this and flip it over. Oh, if I can get this in there. Stuff that in, and now that's more of a king bed. And then you'll notice on the wall right here, this is set up to be able to put a TV here if you want one. So right now we only have one TV in this RV, which is the one overhead in the front. But you have your cable hookup and your 2 110s right here, and this wall is made to be able to support a TV if you want to install one. We are able to do that here at Transwest if you wanted to install a TV. And on the back wall on the other side, you'll see our vent for the heating. So that's going to be your furnace, your outlet for the bedroom. One other note on your heating and cooling, this is a 13.5K BTU ducted AC unit. So you'll have AC ducts all throughout. Again, close them off in the living area, open them up in the bedroom, or vice versa, focus the heating and cooling wherever you want to. So a couple more facts about this. Dimensions on this coach is going to be 24 feet 8 inches long, 10 feet 11 inches high, and 7 feet 3 inches wide, with a 170-inch wheelbase. And as far as all your capacities, you have 50 gallons of fresh water and 40 gallons of gray water. You do not have a black water tank, obviously, because that's that cassette toilet we showed you from the outside. And then you have those 2 5-pound propane tanks. That's pretty much it. That'll wrap it up for us here today. Again, my name's Peter C. My phone number is 719-799-8357. If you have any questions or you want any more information on the EKKO, just call me, text me, whatever works for you.